G'day team, Gaz back again for the second episode of our so far untitled Raging Echoes progression series. We ended the last episode with the unlock of our second combat mastery with the goal of doing Scurious in mind. As I said in the last episode, our plan for Scurious, along with most of the mid-game PVM content I plan on doing, involves getting our fifth relic. The fifth relic, Treasure Arbiter, will give us the ability to get a lot of solid range gear very easily. We're looking to grab some God D-Hide armor and a magic short bow at least. Honestly, with those items, Scurious is going to be an absolute breeze. The other goal we need to get to for Scurious is 43 prayer, so that we have protection. Prayers protect from melee being at 43, obviously. This might not be 100% necessary, but it will certainly make the kill a lot easier. With that in mind, we set our short-term sights on unlocking our second region, that being the desert. We need to get a lot of points to get to the fifth relic, and the desert will unlock a bunch of content that I enjoy a lot, including Giant's Foundry for smithing, Temporos for fishing, and Guardians of the Rift for rune crafting. It also contains the Cowfight Queen and its Echo variant, and our endgame goal, Tombs of a Mascot. Heaps of content with a lot of points available. So, of course, we have to start building towards that. We start off with some quick and easy quests to get our lower stats increased, especially crafting, or specifically crafting, I should probably say. We follow that up with some tiers of Gothics. Guys, don't forget to do your tiers of Gothics. There is so much XP waiting there for you in your lowest stat. And then we did some museum work, which tipped us over the 1,000 total level milestone. At this point, I decided to do some work on area tasks. We started with the Kuren Diary, as we needed to get some items with good utility. And we also get a bunch of free XP. Our final area unlock is destined to be Fremenic, which gives us access to the Venator Bow. Having the Rada's Blessing from the Kuren Diaries will give me the fastest access to Konar, the Slayer Master at higher levels, whose Slayer assignments drop Brimstone Keys. I'm pretty certain the loot from that chest will be really good for us going forward. We then opened some Pokemon cards on stream, without much luck, unfortunately, before we knocked a number of easy tasks off our to-do list. Then, I scared off Dr. Jekyll. That annoyed me a lot, because we have no way of getting frog's legs in our chosen regions, so the only way for me to get an agility potion, which is needed for the Tyboy One-Eye Trio quest, is to give Dr. Jekyll a clean Irrit Leaf. This is actually the second time I've messed it up. I forgot to clean the Irrit last time I saw Dr. Jekyll, so this is the second time that I've let him go without getting the agility potion from him, which really annoys me. But, we move on. We got a little taste of the rewards that we could expect from Clue Scrolls this league, and can I just say, the Clue Compass is absolutely, completely, unequivocally busted. We get a medium clue that requires we go to one location, kill a monster, then travel to another location and open a chest, and the compass just takes us to both spots. We love that. We get one that, or the beginner clue, or I guess probably master clue as well, the hot and cold scans. We do one check and it takes us straight to the right spot. It's kind of ridiculous. Everything is 1 or 2 steps away from where we want to go. It's incredible, and I love it. After that, a little bit of raking took us to 30 farming, which gives us base 30s. A couple of small tasks. We make our first prayer potions for the account. Thank you to the Forager's Pouch. They push us closer to the goal of unlocking the desert. My sincere apologies to the Barbarian that we murdered in Kurend. Bit of a case of wrong place, wrong time there, my friend. And at this point, I was really looking at the task list and wondering how the hell I hadn't completed most of these tasks already. Had I really not just punched out a chicken on day 1? However, that chicken was the final straw that unlocked the desert region for us, along with giving us a few free combat achievements to mark the first tier of CAs as done. That lamp was good for a nice chunk of farming XP. I can see the farming guild on the horizon. But I'd finally unlocked the desert, so I went straight to the activity I enjoyed vibing in on every account I played, Guardians of the Rift. Every world was empty. Every single world. Apparently no one was doing Guardians of the Rift yet. And I didn't want to take the time to learn to solo, so straight to the activity I've enjoyed vibing on every account I've played. Temporos. And this one, I did know how to solo. And here we made a small discovery. The Animal Wrangler Relic makes this activity simple. You're essentially guaranteed a 1 down so long as you're in place to start damaging the boss on time. And while I had a little trouble with one of the CAs, specifically firing harpoon fish from both ships, we crushed our way through 5 kills and got some Look, honestly, it was mediocre loot. But I think it really only felt that way because of our Echo Harpoon. Fishing is a little trivial on this account. So we left Temperos. At that point, we bone bolted our way through a nice easy Slayer task, then firmly noped away from the follow-up Calphite task. Not today, thanks Colonel. Instead, to finish up the stream, we teleported down to Softenham. Thank you so much to the Clue Compass yet again, and took care of some easy thieving rooms to grab some XP and points to finish up the night. Off stream, I spent a little bit of time fishing. You fortunately don't need to complete the Taibo One Eye, say that 10 times fast, Taibo One Eye trio quest to unlock Karambwa and fishing, so our AFK time was well spent tossing the vessel into the waters off Karamja. Off the back of that effort, we were able to unlock shark fishing, and then to start the next stream, smashed out our very first level 80 of the league. Very nice. I thought we'd follow it up by completing one of the many clues our fishing guide had given us, but the Saradomin wizard had different ideas. Given we were running around in a hard leather body, a bronze plate skirt, and a bone crossbow, I probably shouldn't have been at all surprised. And I definitely shouldn't have expected a different result the next time around. Oh well. Third time's the charm, right? I thought I'd attempt to get my prey level up at this point, but blue dragons are very resistant to the whole low-level bone crossbow thing. After a few solid minutes of wailing away at the beasts, I realized that my efforts were a little futile. On the plus side, though, we had unlocked our first 2 protection prayers. Pretty good start to prayer there. So we left the dragons, and we headed to our next area unlock. The desert. Well, our newest area unlock, I should say. One activity that we'd gained access to was the Giant Foundry, where we were going to promptly forget that it exists not long after this. However, completing this quest gives us a nice solid chunk of smithing XP and a couple of league completion tasks. League task completions? One or the other, I don't know. Anyway, we then ran around and did a couple of menial tasks before coming back to the problem with the Saradomin wizard. I decided the best way to improve our chances was to upgrade our weapon, which was actually a good idea. However, the implementation needed work. See, I wanted mithril darts. I didn't have the smithing level required for mithril darts. We unlocked Giant's Foundry 20 minutes beforehand, so, naturally, we're going to smith steel darts to make up the difference. I don't know what was going through. At least we got this fletching XP out of it. Proving that I wasn't in charge of whatever brain cell I share around, I then went back to Giant's Foundry with only the league points in mind. And league points there were. A good quality hand-in netted us another chunk of XP and another couple of points, and some extremely needed cash. Not taking the Golden God Relic has left us disastrously cash poor so far this league, and while I know I'll be able to make a lot of money from alching clue rewards a little down the track, this 20k injection was sorely needed. One thing the desert gave us that we had previously lacked was access to a tannery. I'd forgotten this previously, but we can actually now complete the Lumbridge Medium Diaries. This put us on a bit of a roll for diaries again, and aside from a small detour to get 45 farming and access to the farming guild, we next set our sights on the Varrock medium tasks. This involved a quick jaunt to the museum to unlock dig site pendants, before your boy's ADHD brain forgot that the point of unlocking that was to teleport to the dig site itself. We instead ran to Fossil Island and started fixing the camp. No wait, we're doing the Varrock diary! Back on track, we knocked out the last couple of tasks and claimed another nice chunk of XP. This one going into Slayer. In theory, this was to get us closer to the level required for another combat mastery. In practice, I think my brain stopped for a few minutes. Slayer is really quick on the league, and I probably wasted that lamp. We were now just a couple of simple tasks away from unlocking our 5th relic, and the goal of the last couple of streams, the Treasure Arbiter Clue Relic. We quickly knocked those tasks out, but as we were finishing up the stream at that point, we didn't get into the clues. Not just yet. Instead, we returned to fishing for the time being, gathering clues and increasing our levels. When we returned, it was to a stack of clues, a bunch of herbs, and our very first level 95 of the league. We'd bypassed 90 in the break period, and with stacks of Karumblans in the bank, it wasn't surprising that cooking was our first 95. Damn, that Echo Harpoon's really doing work for us, hey? But it's finally clue time. The collection log slots and the associated league tasks started to roll in. We also started to get some master clues, which will help me unlock my dream league fashionscape, the Bucket Helmet G. Last league, I lucked out on masters to get a 3rd age Druidic robe bottom. This time around, I just want the bucket. We went in tier order, and I'm sorry to say that we haven't lucked our way into 3rd age, ranger boots, or our goal item yet. What we did get, however, was God D-Hide Armor and a Magic Shortbow. A few of both of these things, actually. We're stacked and overgeared as hell, ready for a scurrious battle. After a few much faster now Blue Dragons to get our prayer to 43. Okay, let's go Scurrious. It took me a little bit of time. I've got no idea what Scurrious does at all, but we got our first kill in and managed to spoon ourselves the 1kc Spine. I was over the moon about this, as I've been keeping a U-short bow. That's what I'm trying to say. A boon from medium clues, and so we now have a Ratbone shortbow. And we couldn't possibly forget, we also got our next combat mastery point unlock. This is a big one for two reasons. The first is that with our third point into the ranged mastery tree, we unlock an increased attack speed. Our attack speed is set to 80%. Our 3-tick weapons are now 2-tick weapons. The other effect, the passive, all style effect, is 100% accuracy increase to all styles. We are now 100% more accurate against everything in the game. So we head back to test this out on Scurrious. We got through 10 kills total, and all the associated combat achievements for a cheeky chunk of league points. Honestly, the kills were so much faster with the better mastery and with the bone shortbow. We were also lucky enough to get another spine, which we didn't need for any of the weapons, but the spine can be traded into the NPC for a lamp worth 5k in combat skills or 3.5k prayer XP. Given that all those skills get a 2 times multiplier on top of the league multiplier, and our league multiplier is now at 12 times, we get a good chunk of XP in whatever stat we chose. Then it was back to clues. Still no ranger boots. Sad game. However, we did get quite lucky with our first couple of elites and masters, getting first a rune crossbow, which is a huge upgrade, and then a small stack of onyx bolts. This was a great sign for our PVM encounters in the future, though it wasn't quite a large enough stack of bolts that I felt comfortable going straight to Jad. And that was pretty much where we finished up the stream. We spent the next half hour or so knocking out a few hard clues, getting a few extra rewards and a couple extra collection log slots. However, we didn't get anything of note. We finished off the stream by completing a few big tasks, including catching and cooking a whole bunch of anglerfish, which knocked out our 6th relic. Now, I'm not going to reveal just yet which one we chose, as at the time, I didn't know which one I was going to choose. It was a toss-up between the Banker's Note and the Total Recall relic. So I waited until the next day before I made my decision. You can see that one in the next episode, so I hope I see you guys then. Until then, I'll catch you later. Bye.